welcome into another installment of Your Life Matters with clinical social worker Dr. Beth Plachetka from Safe Harbor Counseling and Dr. Beth Speaks. Dr. Beth back with us in the studio on this Monday morning. How are we doing this morning?
I'm good, Mike. How are you doing?
Not too bad. We kind of touched on trauma a couple of weeks ago in one of our shows. We're going to bring that topic back a bit today. Where are we focused on today's show?
Well, when you think about trauma, it's about preventing trauma. But now people will think I'm talking about, especially parents, how do I keep my kid from having a bad experience? And in this world, there's absolutely no possibility that you're going to prevent everything. And so by helping them navigate through that trauma, you actually build resilience. And there's situations that are going to help our kids do that, or each other do that, get through that, build resilience, and prevent that trauma that stays alive in our body where we're worried all the time. When we're resilient, we know that we can handle situations. So let's remember that, trauma is really a series of unexpected, intense events that threaten our life or seem to threaten our life or our safety or our identity. War, car accidents, physical abuse, being jumped, raped, threats, dire predictions, like when people keep saying, well, if you don't do this, something's going to happen.
Right.
Now, some dire predictions, for example, if a teacher says, hey, if you don't get your work in, you can't get credit, that's a dire prediction. That's a valid one, and it gives you a way to get out. But if somebody says, if you don't give me your lunch money, I'm going to beat you up, there's not much of a way to get out.
Yeah.
So, or if you live in unsafe areas. So it's always that intensity and unexpectedness that makes it really hard on our nervous system, because our nervous system's always trying to figure out what's going on and should I react, Who's behind that door?
Right.
And
prevention is a key, but probably not very easy to do all the time.
No, but I think in many cases we can prepare. What can you expect on the first day of school? What can you expect when you're a new driver? We've all, as adults, we've all done that. We can tell our kids. As adults, if we get to do experiences, we ask a friend, hey, have you ever done this? Have you ever had surgery? Or
Right.
What do I need to do if I go to this place? How do I get ready? So that we're closer and anything new that happens is prepared for, at least kind of expected it's going to be new. We always want to explain what's going to happen, what it might feel like. I love it when somebody says, this won't hurt much, usually when you're in a medical office. What that really means is prepare.
2 seconds before you start screaming.
Right, and so you want to say to your kids, now the doctor or the nurse is going to say it isn't going to hurt. That means it'll be over quick. Don't worry. There's going to be a pinch. How the safety is. What are you going to do if a fire starts or if you get scared? And honestly, the younger the person, the more you need to practice physically. Walk them to the door. When my son was learning how to drive, I wanted him to know what that turn signal sounded like if you didn't shut it, if it didn't go off, because while you're driving, it's a weird sound. So we drove until in the parking lot, till we heard the blinker go off.
Yeah.
He was okay. I got it.
Yeah.
So we want to provide physical safety, closeness, and our wisdom. Our nervous system, if we're calm, will settle them down. Now, if you can prepare, that's great. If you can't, you just reverse the order. Physical safety, physical closeness first. There's an accident, you go there. You don't tell them they were a bad driver. You say, are you okay? Come here. Let's fix this. Later, you can talk about the driving. Include, explain, prepare for the future. If this happens again, this is what I want you to do. But if we prepare, we can avoid carrying that all the time, which is, as you know, one of the things that we're working on at our office. We treat a lot of trauma. People have issues
Sure.
that come up, and we have some trainings coming up in March that'll be on the website that people can read about and possibly participate in.
That's very early, first week of March, is that right? The 2nd through the 5th, I believe?
Yes, the first weekend in March is the first module, yes.
Transforming the experience-based brain module. And I just rattled that off the top of my,
You are
my head there.
amazing.
How about that? That's all the time we have for this week's show. But if you want to find out more about today's topic or the modules and the upcoming work that we're talking about, go to safeharboril.com. Plenty of information there. You can call 630-466-8657 or send an email to Beth Plachetka, that's Plachetka, LCSW, at safeharboril.com.